Do you wish that money grew on trees? Well, now, believe it or not, it does. If it's the right tree, and you've planted it in the right place, and is properly cared for. Let me explain. You see, this tree, this actual tree, is around 120 years old and continues to produce over 200 pounds of pecans each and every year. Dominicus Rodi, international businessman, he observed this tree and had the vision to begin this promising new venture. So back in 2013, he put together a team of international experts in tax law, corporate design, marketing, graphics, as well as known experts in the planting and care of pecan trees. The result is Pecan Argentina. Only 4 years later, already one of the largest pecan plantations in South America. Now you too have the chance to become a part of this very exciting opportunity. As I said, if it's the right tree, well, our money tree must be a pecan tree, of course. These nut trees are resilient. They don't stop growing in size, nor do they stop producing after a certain number of years, as this tree certainly proves. Those are just some of the reasons that set it apart in the nut world as a long-term money tree. The pecan nut itself is flavorful and has numerous health benefits. Because it's native to North America, much of the rest of the world does not even know about the pecan, yet. A number of years ago, the pecan hit the United Nations Superfoods list, and since then, the world demand has just taken off. China, for instance, in just a few short years, saw their annual demand shoot up over 100 million pounds. In fact, that's about approximately 1/3 of the world's pecans are eaten in China. Throw in the growing demand in Brazil, Argentina itself, India, Indonesia, to name just a few more countries. This is the reason our projections indicate that in the years ahead, demand will increase much faster than the supply. This means that the income potential for Pecan Argentina is almost unlimited. The second requirement for it to be a money tree is to make sure that it is planted in the right place. So why Corrientes, Argentina? There are a number of reasons. First, it has the necessary climate. After all, it is in the exact opposite hemisphere as Georgia. It has ready access to water along the many rivers in that area. It has deep soil that for hundreds of years has only had cattle grazing on it. And land prices. Where Pecan Argentina has been focusing its growth, the land prices are quite low compared not only to the United States, but also to the areas surrounding it. You can see that the state of Corrientes is bordered primarily by rivers, making it almost an island. So development has been slow. Now land prices are currently on the upswing, so that is one of the reasons why now is the time to expand operations. Then there is cost of labor to consider. Even paying good wages, providing housing, education, and running electricity to the plantations for the workers, the cost of labor is significantly lower than in many developed areas. The third requirement for this tree to be a money tree is for it to be properly cared for and protected. Drip irrigation is being installed for efficient watering and fertilizing. Numerous mini plantations are being purchased and spread out to reduce the risk from insects, disease, fires, and bad weather. Upon the suggestion of pecan experts, 8 varieties of pecans will be planted for diversification as well as to lengthen the harvest season. All of these issues have been considered and built into the business plan. We have covered the 3 reasons why our pecan tree is a money tree. Now we will look at some real numbers. Let's go to pecanargentina.com and click on the English. Click on the calculator and put in $100,000 as our beginning investment. Notice that over the first 6 years, Pecan Argentina, they'll be using your money to buy land and plant trees. The next 4 to 5 years will see your original investment returned to you, and then the fun begins. Of course, these are just projections, conservative ones maybe, but still not guaranteed. As you can see, your annual dividends grow at roughly 10% a year, so that by the year 19, you're actually receiving back every year more than what you have invested. Think about it. Over 100% dividend payout on your investment every year, and it continues to grow from there as the pecans produce more and more nuts. Notice that in 35 years, your investment could very well be paying annual dividends in excess of $300,000. You may be wondering what happens to the dividend payments when you pass away. Well, you simply pass your preferred shares to your children or beneficiaries, and the dividend checks will keep coming. I thought it would be interesting to compare some popular individual stocks with Pecan Argentina's projected dividend payout. By using the average dividend payout that each of these three companies have experienced over the last 35 years, then buying as many shares of stock as possible at their current prices with that same $100,000. Then, for our graph, we increased our annual dividend payout at the same average year for the last 35 years. This is simply a guess as to what Coke, General Electric, and Procter & Gamble will pay out in dividends over the next 35 years. And there's no way to know what they will do with stock splits. Understandably, the future will not look exactly like this, but it is a way for us to see and compare the potential of this unique and profitable opportunity with the long-term dividend-paying companies. Just so you are aware, $20,000 is the minimum investment, but you can go up to $4 million. This investment opportunity will close when the total of $28 million has been collected, or by December the 31st of this year, whichever comes first. To pull it all together for you, your investment will enable Pecan Argentina to expand to 12,000 acres, which happens to be the legal limit in Argentina for international ownership, and an additional 325,000 trees will be planted. The long-term goal is amazing. It's for the company to control 2% of the global market share. When you think about it, all investments have risks. But in this case, many of the risks have been alleviated already. Knowing that Dominicus Rodi is committed to a long-term benefit for his children and grandchildren, that land has been purchased and trees planted already since 2013, that the planting process has already been fine-tuned, the number of people known by Dominique and the Argentine government, that the demand for pecans far outpaces the world supply. The list goes on of reasons why this is not an ordinary investment opportunity. Money does grow on trees. If it is a pecan tree, planted in Corrientes, Argentina, and cared for by Pecan Argentina. Join us and let's grow together.